It's Leanne Peters here, and I'm here to host our personal healing event for some of my patrons for August 2024. So I'm here doing this at the end of each month. At the end of each month, I host two healing events. One of them is this, the personal healing event, which includes around 10 minutes of connection with each of the people on my list. And then the other healing event, which I'll be doing on Saturday, I think, in 2 days' time for August. That is my healing list event with a bunch of people on my healing list. So, this particular event is for certain specific people who pledge at a certain specific level on my Patreon. So on my Patreon, which you can find the description in the video, you can find the link in the video description below or above or wherever it might be for you. That will take you to the list of sort of like membership levels. And at the $50 level or higher, it gives you access to this particular personal healing event. So I'm here today. It's the 29th, I think, of, yes, it is the 29th, the 29th of August. And I have 6 people on my healing list today. And again, I've got you in my little frog pot, and I'll be pulling your names out of my frog pot. And I trust that the right person comes up at the right time. Now, what I'll be doing with every connection is I'm going to start and finish every connection with a healing energy card. So we've got healing energy card deck 2 and deck 1 here, the upgraded deck combined. So I've got 2 decks combined, which you know I love to do, and I have 110 cards here in my hand. So I'll be using these cards to start every connection and to finish every connection. So I'll be spending approximately 10 minutes with each person, and whatever's loudest in your energy, if you're one of those people, will be what gets my attention first. How do I know that? Experience and trust. I trust in the unfolding and the way I connect, and I've been doing this for many, many, many years. I can even almost say decades, almost decades next year. So I've been doing this for a long time, and I found a way that works for me to connect, and I just have to dive in and leap in and trust in the way that I do that. So the way I do that is I am very sensitive to energy. So I become sensitive to you if I'm connecting with you. And it might sound weird, but I sort of imagine that I'm you because I know how my body feels to be me. And so when I'm tuning into people, I noticed it quite a long time ago, maybe about 19 years ago. I noticed when I tune into people and when I hold the intention to connect in this sort of way, I start feeling some new things in my body that I don't typically feel, that are not the way my body usually feels when I'm just being me. So over the years, I've just learnt to distinguish what those things are, and then the tricky bit is trying to interpret those as clearly as I can. So the experience has given me the experience to tend to know certain things that I'm sensing. So my intuition speaks to me in that way. I have visions and different things that might pop up as well. So if you're on the healing list, I look forward to connecting with you. If you're not on the healing list or you're waiting for your turn, then I do trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared for someone else will probably also contain something that's helpful for you. I don't feel it's any accident that you happen to be here. In fact, for many, many, many years, I often get emails from people saying that this connection that was for this person really resonated with me. It was like you were speaking directly to me. So it seems to happen. Messages that you need can come through the guidance and the connections that are made with other people. So I think that's all I really need to say to get started. Hello. So I am starting now. I am looking for the first person that I'm connecting with. How do I wonder how there we go. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see who's first. First person is this person here. And the person I'm starting with today is KantiDevi Wedad. So, Kanti, please take a nice big breath and let's see what is loudest in your energy and what you might need today. So, the best card, I'll be here for about an hour as well, just so you know. So, the best card to, oh, jeepers. Oh, I'm not pulling the card till the cards have settled. So the best card that you need, Kanti, to start this connection is this. It's from the second deck and it is Anticipation Anxiety. So this was one of the cards that jumped out. It's card 59 and it's in neutral. So it says down here, nerves, stepping into new territory, starting something new, something that goes against your truth, change, don't jump ahead, and breathe. So what's really stepping out here, or standing out, is stepping into new territory and starting something new. And that natural feeling of nerves, of anxiety, of fear, of resistance before starting something new. And what I'm feeling in your body, Kanti, as I connect with you, is this pull in the front of your body, especially at the heart. In fact, it feels like it's sourced at the heart and then it's sort of got roots down into your solar plexus and down into your sacral chakra. So your power center, your emotional center. So the core of it's here in your heart with roots that go down, and this energy is pulling you forward. And it almost feels alive. It feels a bit like a jellyfish or something like this that has its body here in your heart and the tentacles that go down into your solar plexus and your sacral chakra. There's energy also that's moving in your throat that feels a little bit uncomfortable. It feels a little uncomfortable in here, but a sense of not shying away, of not allowing the resistance or the fear to stop your voice or to mute or muffle you or to gag you. There's this sense of that's not allowed here. Like there's a strong sense of person here behind this energy that's pulling you forward and could completely shut you down. And in fact, in the past, it probably has shut you down, but it's not going to be allowed to shut you down at this particular point in your life. So it feels like in the past, it's like two fans. A fan, like an Asian fan. A fan comes in here, a fan comes in here and covers you up. And it covers you and it gags your voice and it gags down into your heart as well. And then you're held back and then you're not proceeding and then you're probably paralyzed with fear. But it's not the same this time. So you have grown and learned, we could say, healed a lot since the past, since when this used to be in effect for you. Because I feel the fans open here and you're very aware that they're there. They could come in and close you down anytime, but they're not going to because you won't allow it. But you're also not dissolving or removing the fans, because I feel like these are a really important reminder of your old tendencies to collapse in on yourself in this area. So keeping these here is your reminder, a reminder of what you will not allow. So there's a strong sense of willpower here and determination to that you know clearer than ever who you are and what you want, and also your tendencies of shutting down. So keeping these reminders here is really empowering and important, and they will guide with you, and they'll actually become a really important opinions in regards to who you are moving forward. Because I feel like, yes, these are fans, but they're becoming like pillars here at the side of you, really important foundations that you have built upon. They're not something to avoid or deny or pretend don't exist, because they do exist. They're right there and they're going to become your strength. They are becoming your strength now. So with this sort of these pillars now beside you, but they're a part of you at the same time. It's like the number 11. So one pillar is one, the other pillar is another one, and we've got number 11 and you're right in the middle. And I feel this pull from your heart, the energy that was sitting very much in your heart with sort of roots going down into your body, a bit like a jellyfish that I described. This is sort of grown up now to include your throat. And this whole energy is pulling you forward out of your comfort zone and into new territory and into this new phase of your life. I see you on stage. I see you out in front of other people. I see you using your voice, and I see you doing things that you never ever would have dreamed about doing before. You never would, probably didn't even cross your mind before, or it could have even been one of your biggest fears before. But I see you sort of like standing at the center of like a coliseum. So there are people, there are beings around watching, but also soaking up energy from you. And I feel like this is like, it feels like your purpose, that there's something really anchored here in your purpose and your mission, your bigger, longer scale, bigger picture mission for your life itself at this time and in the past. So it feels quite monumental, very significant, and extremely powerful. The pillars here, so these pinions that are within you, that you're sort of moving through, but at the same time move with you. These are like the columns on the Colosseum, say, doorway that you enter through to get to wherever it is that you're going. This platform, this stage, this being the center of focus in some ways, but the creator of experience for other people. And it feels scary, but also absolutely thrilling at the same time. So that's what I'm feeling here, Kanti, and it feels amazing. So what a wonderful way to start our connections today. I do trust this resonates, but I am going to pull a card just to add here at the end, and we'll see what comes up. I have turned off comments, live chat comments, so you know, because I can't see how to hide it. And I don't particularly want to see a bunch of junky comments coming up while I'm trying to focus. So the best card to add here to finish up for you, Kanti, is this. It's from the second deck, and we have Notice the Details, card 61, and it's in the depth category. And it says, make sure you comprehend and understand what is being communicated. Don't fill in the blanks or read between the lines. Pay attention, think, and read. So there's a sense of fact here. What are the facts? What are the real things here that are tangible and real that are happening before you that you can sort of, I want to say like fix to or attach to. It's like when we're preparing to, say if you're preparing to renovate or hang up a picture, you want to make sure you get the picture hook on a stud so it's got something to adhere to. Well, that's what this feels like. It feels like something to fix to, something to adhere to, something to join onto as you're moving forward. So it's kind of strange but very interesting. So instead of trying to hang something in thin air, you need to hang it on a stud or hang it on something that's got substance, something that can support whatever it is that you're putting up or what you're hanging things on. So this could be something that you're kind of attaching to, like an idea or a plan moving forward, that make sure your plan is attached in reality and that it's not something that you're grasping in the middle of the air, grasping in thin air. It's kind of strange, but this is how and what I'm seeing here. So I'll leave it with you. Hopefully it resonates. Thanks, Kanti, and thanks for your support. Namaste. Okie dokie. Let's move to the next person. And that person is here. It's Jane Corlett. Jane, welcome, and please take a nice big breath. And let's look for your best card, or the best card to begin this connection today. And that is this. It's also from the second deck. And we have card 77, Call for Help. It's in the Rise category. And it says, be open to giving or receiving assistance. Signal, don't be stubborn, let help come. Reach out, make the announcement, support, and communicate. So this is like putting out the signal, putting out the call for help, um, um, releasing your need to do everything on your own. And yes, most things we're going to do on our own unless we need support from others because we physically or literally cannot do it. But in general, a reasonably healthy person will do most things in their life on their own. And that's just a fact. So there is this sense of, is there something that you need help with? Are you asking for it, or are you feeling that you have to stubbornly do it yourself? Can you delegate tasks or chores a little bit? Actually, that reminds me, the delegate card hasn't come up in the Oracle cards for quite a long time. So is there something that you need to ask for to take the pressure off yourself? I'm being very much drawn to your right leg at this time as I connect in with your energy, Jane, especially your right knee. And the knees tend to be about direction and the direction that you're taking, and especially the right knee is about your direction moving forward. The hips are also connected with direction, but the hips to me are probably a little bit more about the movement. So you've got the direction that you're facing with your knees, and then the hips are about the movement or the action that you take. So even though the whole leg is getting my attention, it's especially your right knee. It makes me feel like you might be feeling a bit uncertain or unclear at the moment about the direction that you're going or where you want to direct yourself moving forward. There might be some information that you need, which is why you've got the call to help card, call for help card. Usually it means, yes, there's help and support perhaps that we need, but sometimes it's also information that we need to gain or gather so that we get more of the pieces of the puzzle that help us know then what we need to do next. And that is a directional thing. So what do you need to do next? And how can you get clarification on that? Is there something that you haven't quite got yet that you're just sort of feeling upon and just letting unfold? So that might bring a bit of a limbo feeling around as you prepare to get the clarity and then know the direction that you need to step forward into. But the energy is moving a lot in this right side of your body, especially in your right leg. So there's something a bit unsettling in your body, it feels, that wants you to move forward and wants you to find your direction and go in that way, go in that direction that you decide. Maybe you've been feeling a little aimless or lacking in purpose or direction, and that can be quite flattening. We can feel quite deflated and flat. I find anyway, if I don't have purpose or direction, like it's really flattening for me. So I like to have something to move towards, something to work towards, some goal that I can set myself that's realistic. So there is a limbo sort of feeling, and it's actually interesting with the right leg because it feels like that right leg is almost like just hanging there. So that then brings attention back to this hip area and the hip socket where it just feels like your leg's dangling, like it's just a dangling limb that's not really connected. So it feels to me like it's not just directional, this energy that's shifting for you, but it's also about movement and it is about action and it's all forward. So it's about your future. What can you envision for yourself? What are you capable of moving into and how can you get there? These might be the sorts of things that you're throwing up, some questions at the moment that you're seeking answers for, which then comes back to this card, this call for help. So putting out the prayer, the intention that you have for whatever it is that you need moving forward in your life. So with that, I feel like I want to just sort of push your hip and your right leg up into place. It's like it's dropped out of the socket and it's just dangling there like a puppet, and pushing it back into the socket. So I'm seeing it lock back into place, your right leg, your right hip especially, into its socket so that it's fixed in its position and can be a solid support for you moving forward. So now with it up in position energetically, I see you standing on both legs, and there's a even distribution of weight between your legs and on your hips as well, and slightly bent knees as you stand really strong. It feels a bit like a Maori stance that you're holding with strong legs, the strong legs that support you. and perhaps focusing too on the support that is there at the moment, and just sort of feeling out and feeling through and feeling for the information that you're actually looking for, which will be the pieces of the puzzle, which then once it clicks into place, it's like, that's what I need to do, and then moving forward. So it might not be completely clear yet, but I feel like it's coming. So just be patient with yourself, and keep feeling or growing your sense of confidence, because that will go hand in hand with the clarity that you're looking for as well. So let's add a card here to finish up, Jane. Need to move my other deck because I keep thinking that's the deck I want, but it's not the deck I want. So the best card to finish up this connection for you, Jane, is we'll go with this card here. It's also from the second deck, which is very popular already. And it is Unfolding Time, card 72. It's in the action category. And it says, a past event, move out of the time locks of the past. Which is interesting because the energy that I've been detecting in you is very sort of moving forward feeling. So the opposite of that is the stuff that holds you back. And sometimes that does play a part in the resistance we might have in moving forward. So this is suggesting unlocking from the past events that have happened, let things unfold and move and heal, release the hurt, see the bigger picture, which is a part of that missing piece, the piece of the puzzle that wants to lock into place, and unlock yourself from the past. So this is letting things unfold, letting yourself heal and move on from the past parts that hold you back, so that you can unlock yourself and allow yourself to move forward. And yeah, that's that. So thank you so much, Jane. I trust this supports you, and thank you for your support. Namaste. Okay, we'll just reset here. And see who's next. Welcome everyone if you're new to watching or you just joined in. This is our personal healing event for some of my patrons, and I've got 6 people on the healing list today. I'm up to number 3. If you would like to learn more about this particular service or resource, please have a look on the Patreon link in the video description. The next person I'm connecting with is Susan Sonsteng. Welcome. And let's see what comes up for you and which card you need for now. Oh, there's this big, wide opening energy I'm feeling in your heart. Like it feels airy and spacious, like room has been made in your heart, and it feels quite expanded and refreshing. It's like having a room shut all of winter, and then finally the weather's getting warmer and you can open the windows and let a bit of warmth and freshness of spring in. So that's what it feels like in your heart. Very refreshing. And the card to start your connection, Susan, is this. It's from the first deck. Our first card from the first deck. And we have card 28, Purification. This is in the action category here. And it says, white light flushing through your spine, cleansing, purging, washing, clean yourself out, connect, and the presence of your loved ones in spirit. This shows energy coming in, and it's probably been something you've been receiving, not as a one-off right this second, but it feels like for perhaps the last month or the last few weeks or the last couple of weeks, we could say. A month might be a bit too long away. So maybe the last 2 to 3 weeks, it feels like you've been receiving a lot of new energy that's been coming into your body and into your being and into your life. You might have found yourself quite alive at times with new ideas and inspirations, perhaps plans for things that you had put on the back burner for a while, and things are just feeling revived and refreshed in general. So the energy coming in has been flushing and helping support the clearing out of things, which then makes room for new things to come in, which I love. So with the making room for new things to come in, we have this big wide open heart here of yours, and it feels beautiful. It does feel quite warm, you know, like a sunshine sort of feeling here in your heart, and it's very open and expanded. So your heart's feeling open, and it's feeling open to receiving and also giving, and a balance of that. So giving and receiving in a balanced way. It feels like it's coming in an infinity sign. It's going out and then it's coming in, and then it's going out and it's coming in, and it feels like it's moving in an infinity symbol, so like a sideways figure 8 as it's coming in and it's going out. So finding the balance in giving and receiving feels important at this time. And I feel an expansion and stretching across your shoulders, and a releasing of burdens that you've been carrying for a very long time. I feel like some things that have been calcified or almost fossilized because they've been carried for so long as burdens over your shoulders have actually been cleared. And it just feels so clear and fresh in here. I feel like anything is possible right now, and I feel like your arms, which are an extension of your heart, can really reach out and grab and create and build new things in your life. So I wouldn't be surprised if you've been shifting up and adjusting your path a little bit or a lot. Something feels very creative in this energy too. Like, what can you create? What can you make? What can you build? What can you do? And there is something really beautiful and fluent about this as well. Like it just feels like a rhythm perhaps that you've found yourself. Now, as I move further down your body, it does feel like, just with the vastness and the beautiful strong energy here in your heart, the balance of that down at your feet and down in the lower part of your legs, so probably not even from your knees down, perhaps from your shins down, feels a little weaker in energy. So it does feel a little ungrounding, just in comparison to this strong energy here. So this energy feels so strong, it's probably driving things at the moment, but there's might be an element of ungroundedness to it. You might feel in some ways that you're off with, and in some instances that you're off with the fairies. So what I feel like I really would like to do is just help ground you a little bit here. So what we're going to do is what? So the energy, what I'm feeling from the shins down, feels a little weaker in energy than the energy at the top, and it still feels fine, but in comparison and in balance to the energy up here, it feels a little weaker. So I just want to strengthen that a little bit. So what I feel is like the energy of the earth around you starts to sort of whip up a little bit, like a bit smoky, like a dust of the dirt, a dirt sort of dust sort of whipping up around you, and it's whipping up around your legs up to your knees, and sort of going into your legs as well. It feels like a very rich red brown dirt or soil, but it's quite light, and it doesn't feel wet or heavy. It's quite light and airy. So it's coming in and just bringing energy into the lower parts of your legs, especially from your knees down, and just helping anchor you down. So how is it doing this? So as this energy is whipping up and it's very light, it sort of feels slightly magnetized, and as it whips up and moves through your legs, it sort of sticks in there, like sticks inside, like a magnet, like little magnet particles, or iron filings drawn to a magnet, but they seem to be sticking inside your legs, like into your bones, and then in around your skin, and just sort of coating you and filling you up with these sort of iron filings. Actually, it feels like all throughout your legs from your knees down. And it feels quite solid and heavy too in some ways, but not in a bad way. It's more like you've got some metallic boots or something on now that are helping just lock you down into the ground and keep you nice and grounded, and your feet really nice and planted on the ground, so that you can utilize this big heart energy that's here, and this creative energy and all this beautiful stuff, so that you can really utilize that in a practical and grounded way, so you can apply it physically and productively in your life, is how I envision this. So the energy that's whipping up from the earth is now starting to settle, and it's like you've got these metallic boots on that almost go up to your knees. And it might feel a bit strange energetically to begin with, but I feel like this is going to be a really good balance to support your open and expanded heart. Let's grab a card to see what this wants to add here at this point, Susan. So the best card to add to finish off this connection is this. It's from the second deck. And we have large and looming. So this is this big energy, isn't it? And the grounded roots that we've just put in. And with this large energy here, which feels like your heart, the roots that feel like with the groundedness that we've just added, up here you've got this beautiful daffodil and this life that's growing from this large sacred expansion that's taking place within you, but especially sourced at your heart. But in general, it's most of your body is the feeling here. And this is the blueprint for that that's growing. So what you're generating here in your heart and in your body, this large and big energy that's expanding out, is working towards whatever it's manifesting. So the roots have been strong, have been important to strengthen, so this energy doesn't just float around in space. So for something helpful and realistic and aligned with the physicality of things to manifest, the roots need to be strong. So that's what I'm feeling with this particular card, and that's actually quite perfect. So thanks, Susan. I trust this resonates and supports you. Thank you for your support. Namaste. Okay, let's pop these cards away and we'll move to person number 4. And who that person is determined by who I pluck out of my little frog bowl. So the next person is this person. It's Amanda Sanders. Welcome, Amanda. And I look forward to seeing what comes up for you. So take a nice big breath. And we'll start by pulling you a card. And the best card to start this connection is this one. It's from the first deck, and it is Blossoming, card 34. So this is like a transformation. This is, and it can connect with discomfort in the body, because I see this card as like what I'd imagine it would be like, or might be like, for a caterpillar in a cocoon that's then transforming into a butterfly in the cocoon. It's like being ripped apart physically to be put back together again in a new way. So this card can imply physical discomfort as you're growing and as you're transforming. So it suggests that there's quite a lot of change that's taking place physically in your body, which likely reflects or ripples out or is a reflection of your outer life and the transformation that's taking place in your outer world as well. So what I feel as I connect with your energy, Amanda, at this particular moment is this tucking in feeling. And it does feel like you're tucked into like a cocoon, or that you're wrapped up in something, perhaps like mummified or something, but a cocoon's probably the best visual at this time. And I feel like your hands in like this, and you're feeling really quite, and your knees tucked up in this sort of almost a fetus position, and really tucked into yourself. Maybe you're feeling a bit on guard and a bit protective of yourself, especially this front area where this is our most vulnerable area for the most part. So kind of protecting ourselves and holding ourselves in like this is a way to protect our vulnerable, sensitive side. So it does make me feel like you've probably been feeling quite sensitive and vulnerable lately, and maybe there's a part of you that's been shutting yourself away or holding yourself back for whatever reason, and it's usually to keep ourselves safe and protected. So just holding you in support as you do that. It feels like this kind of wrapping around you like a cocoon, or like the papers or the papyrus of mummifying. Whatever this is, this cocoon, it feels comforting and it feels firm, yet not too tight as it holds you. It feels a bit like a shell around you too that keeps you safe and keeps you protected, but it also keeps you held back. And I feel like in some ways it keeps you tucked away and keeps you small. It feels like there's some distance or some space between you and your world. So it does feel like there's a detachment of some sort of kind of stepping back, maybe hiding away, and maybe holding back more than you need to hold back. So with that, it feels like I get the visual now of like a bat, and a bat hanging from a cave, and the bat has wrapped itself in its own wings as it sleeps or whatever it does upside down. And this is the feeling that I get now, that actually you can just open your arms like the wings of a bat and release yourself from this hold or this material, this energy that you've been kind of smothering around yourself. And let's just see, because I feel like I'm being drawn somewhere else before we fully unfold from here. And I love that, unfolding. So there's an unfolding that wants to take place. And I'm being drawn down into your belly here, just at your sacral chakra, which is just below your navel. And this is your center for emotional, sexual, and creative energies. And it feels quite bloated here. So it feels a bit like you've got this big basketball in your belly, and it feels just so bloated with air. So the air is connected with the mind and thoughts and thinking and that sort of thing. And the sacral chakra is more of an emotional place. So the airy feeling, the bloated feeling here in your belly makes me feel that your mind and your emotions are probably quite entangled up together. So they're feeding off each other, and your perhaps lower side of the emotions, your perhaps more intense emotions, are being fed and whipped up by perhaps low self-doubt, low self-belief, self-doubt, lack of self-confidence, that sort of thing. Even in negativity or old patterns that you've reverted back to can feed this intensity of emotions, and then we get that sort of this relationship, this tangling up of both of these energies, which is what I'm feeling here. So it feels a bit tangled up and bloated here in your belly. And it does feel like tangled up vines in the middle of a water, like a tangled up seaweed or something like that, that's all tangled up in the waters within you. And so I feel like I just want to take these big tangled up balls of seaweed and sort of tangled up things that have been growing inside you. I want to pull this out. So I just imagine reaching my hand into your belly, into this bloated area, and pulling out this massive tangled up weeds and things from your belly, and pulling them out here and there, and they're all just knotted up together like a big knotted couple of balls of wool or something, and just pulling these out. It feels like the threads of this growth of this vine, it feels like it threads into the back of your sacral chakra, so into your lower back, which connects and hooks into your connects into the past. So there's a past emotional connection here too that probably has kept this in play. So I just imagine unhooking these two hooks here from your lower back, and then pulling all the rest of this out. And it's just like this big massive knotted wool and weeds here just laying out in front of you. And they just, as they're laying on the earth, they just soak down into the earth and return back to love. So with that now resolved, and you've got all this space here in your sacral chakra, just now my spiritual surgeon Marion is stepping forward, and he's working on this area of your belly. So he's bringing it back to where it needs to be, back from the bloated sort of feeling. And it feels like he's now, it feels like thickening the skin here, so you don't take things so personally. And he's kind of rolling around the surface of your belly here with his hands, and just thickening the skin here. That's what probably the best way to describe it is, like thickening skin. And it's like a leather or something, but it feels like it's getting quite thick here to help you feel a bit less sensitive in a way that then tips you out of balance. So with that now done, I feel like now we can reveal and open up this energy that's sort of felt tucked in. So again, it feels like the wings of a bat, and it feels like you just unfold your arms, unfold your wings if they were bat wings, and open yourself up again. There is a growing sense of confidence, even though you might feel intimidated or confronted by this opening. The unfolding, I love that word here. The unfolding of you is, it feels to be valuable and important, and letting yourself open up and move back into your life again as an active participant, an active component of your life. Let's add a card here, Amanda, and see what that wants to add. And we have this from the second deck. And we have Traditions, card 81. It's in the action category. And it says endurance, wisdom gained, maturity, knowledge, research, elders, the patriarch, learning from the past, passing of knowledge and values, stories and sharing. There's something here I feel about sharing your story and sharing, and it could be just getting clarity on it yourself. It could be just writing about it in your journal, or something about your journey that you've been through that will help get it out of your head and out onto paper. And maybe there's an opportunity for you to share your story out to be able to help other people who have perhaps been through similar things that you've been through, Amanda. So that's what I'm feeling strongly here, plus a sense of strength and you being able to stand the test of time, and that you are strong and you have endured and you have become stronger as a result of what you have endured. So there's something very strong, and the passing of that knowledge is probably something you're preparing to do. So I wouldn't be surprised if you just felt like you want to write down your life story, for example, as a cathartic way of expressing and clearing the past so that you can fully unfold and be yourself. So thank you so much, Amanda. I trust this supports you, and thank you for your support. Namaste. Okay, we have 2 more people on the list. I'm going to have a quick sip of water. I trust everyone's doing well. Sorry, I have turned comments off. So, next person, according to my frog pot, is this person here. It is Carol White. Carol, take a nice big breath and let's see what is loudest in your energy today. So I'm looking for the best card to start this connection, and that card is this from the second deck, and it is Release the Guilt. So this is releasing the guilt, the burdens, the baggage that you carry in your life that is stopping you from flying, or stopping you from growing, or moving into things that are better than what you're probably experiencing now. Better or improved. That sort of thing. So, releasing the burdens. Let's tune in, Carol, and see what's going on in your energy. Okay, so I feel a beam of light coming down. It feels like a white light coming down. It's about a bit wider than your shoulders, and it's coming down from the universe above, and it's showering over you like a strong flushing of white light. Even to imagine you standing under a shower would be probably only 1/5 of the intensity of what I'm feeling here. So it feels like a strong shower, but like maybe like a fire hose that would be very intense. It doesn't feel like it's moving that fast, but it feels very dense, this light. And it's moving down, and it's moving down over you, but it's also flushing through you. So it's like your crown chakra is open and this light is just flushing through. And as it flushes through, like say a fire hose going through a pipe to clear out the gunk in the pipe, it feels like this energy is clearing out the gunk that it finds on the way, that is stopping the flow of energy that's coming through you, into you, but also out of you. So It's like a two-way thing. So the energy coming in, the energy going out feels like a pipe, and the pipe feels blocked, and the pipe feels like it's your body. So this energy is just sort of pushing out the gunk that's collected in this pipe of your body, and is just pushing that through, and will push that down and push that out. So it's pushing it down through your head, through your throat. Now there's quite a lot of it feels like a backlog, actually, a backlog of things that you wanted to say but haven't been able to, or just haven't said, or that you've swallowed, that wants to clear out. And they feel like all these little bubbles of mud or something, little bubbles, maybe like rice bubbles or something like this, because they feel like they've got a little bit of a crust to them, and just sort of clearing these little bubbly energies out that feel a little bit hard and crusty. So clearing those through your throat, pushing down through your heart. Your heart, there's a sort of a push down feeling here, like a weight that's pushed down on your heart. So pushing that down and helping lighten the energy in your heart. And as this energy flushes down and moves to your solar plexus chakra, feels like it's parting the way, it's parting the obstacles that have been in your way on a power level, on an empowering level, on a personal power level. And then moving down to your sacral chakra, where it feels like it rolls around here in your sacral chakra, like there's space in here, like two barbarians rolling around a tub or something. So the energy feels like it's now moving into a spiral around your sacral chakra, and just clearing out sort of the outer edges of this area, like two barbarians rolling around, but also just clearing out the edges of the space or the room or the tub of your sacral chakra. So clearing it out like a washing machine, maybe clearing the gunk that sits on the outer side of the washing machine, on the inside, but the outer side of the inside. And then moving down, these barbarians come together down at your base chakra, and then push out like a plug has just been pushed out of your base chakra there at your tailbone. So it's like a plug or a cork in there that's been pushed down and pushed out. And now out of that, out of your tailbone, is all this rush of energy, old energy that's just been dislodged, and it all just flushes out. So now with this flushing and the movement through, instead of the moving down, it's moving through and out. This is now creating more of a through movement. So the energy is moving through from top to bottom, quite literally, and moving through, moving out. And now that main part's shifted and flushed. The energy breaks up into four. So it breaks up and moves down your arms and clears out through your arms and through your hands, your wrists, your fingers and your fingertips. And it all drips out through your fingertips, out through here, all that old energy. And it just feels a bit discolored, this energy, as it moves out of both arms. It feels like it's collected a fair bit here in your shoulders, especially on the right. And then it's just moving out as a discolored sort of water out from the tips of your fingers. And it also divides down further in your body, down your legs. And it rolls around in your hips like two tennis balls going around, just clearing, really clearing from the inside, nice and sort of almost scraping through the inside of your hips to help give you the energy to take the action that you need to take physically. And then these balls, like these tennis balls, they drop down through your thighs. They move around your knees a little bit and just clear out through there and drop down. They shrink down a bit in size as they're moving down your calves and down to your ankles. And here at your ankles, they just sort of rotate a little bit on both sides and clear out all the intricate areas and bones through here, and then drop through your feet. So that sort of energy flattens, moves out your feet, and then it all just oozes out the tips of your toes and out onto the earth in front of you. And here, as the energy moves out of your body, it just soaks back into the earth and returns back to love. So this feels like a thorough clean out, So as this energy now is fully moving through your torso, moving through your arms, and then also through your legs, is like this just big, deep purge that's happening, and the energy is just continuing to flush through until it comes out in all the orifices, all the tips of your digits and your tailbone all clear, it just continues. So it continues flushing until it flushes out clear. And now it's flushing out clear, and the energy starts to subside. That's sort of washing through, and it backs off now and has stopped. So now you're left sort of perhaps in a bit of a daze, because I feel like that has been quite quick and thorough and has left you perhaps a little bit disorientated as you just kind of get used to this new feeling of being cleared and purged in this way. So it's like a reorientation of yourself, a re-establishing what it feels like in your being after this flush out, which is not going to take very long. And then you'll be ready for action, ready to step forward. Very interesting. Let's grab a card to add here, Carol. And that best card is, it's this. Here we have large and looming again. Now that's interesting. This feels a bit different too. It feels like seeds planted, like seeds have been planted. Weeds have cleared. The seeds of weeds have been cleared out. And the seeds of flowers and the seeds that you want to grow and germinate in your life have stayed, or have even found their place in the movement of things. So as the energies moved and shifted, a seed that was perhaps here has changed to there. And so there's been a shift in regards to the seeds that that you've been planting in your life. Something has shifted and something has cleared. It's a bit like rains, like heavy rains and say a flooded river, clearing the riverbank and clearing the riverbank of seeds, and then the seeds get deposited further down the river wherever they've been moved to. So there's this sense of seeds shifting and seeds planting and seeds moving away and seeds finding their position. So something new is preparing to germinate in your life, and it might not be revealed for another few months, but there's something new that's being seeded now. So interesting. Thanks, Carol. I trust you enjoyed that, and thanks for your support. Namaste. Okay, let's just grab some water here. And we've got one more person on the list. And that lucky last person is, it's Nicki Mohler. So let's get these other cards back. And so I want to thank you all for joining me today, and thank you also, and especially also to those of you on my healing list, for allowing me to connect with you, and for your support that has allowed me to be here and do these types of videos. I'm very, very grateful. So if you would like to be a part of this support next month, if you would like to receive one of these for yourself and see what comes up, then you're very welcome to become a patron. You can find the link to do so in the video description. So I'm now focusing on Nicki, our last focus for today. So Nicki, please take a nice big breath, and let's see which card you need to start off this connection today. So before I turn this card, what I'm feeling as I tune into your energy is I'm feeling like a wind that's coming through from the left, and it's blowing you to the right, and it's blowing things away, especially things in your mind, especially your own self-doubt. Let's start though with this card. This is Spirit Message. So this is highlighting signs and synchronicities and a strong connection to Spirit. Your intuition is strong too, this is showing me. So you've got strong intuition, and your intuition is the key, or holds the key to unlock the door to your next phase, your next chapter in your life. So the key is here in your intuition, in your third eye chakra, and the key is small and it's golden, and it feels old. It feels long held. It feels something you've had since you were a child, an intuition, a sixth sense. And I feel like you're figuring out how to get the key out of your third eye. It almost feels like a treasure chest or a treasure box where you tucked that special key away a long, long time ago, to keep it safe, perhaps so it wasn't taken away from you, like so many things that have been taken away from you. So you felt like you needed to tuck this key, this special key. It not only unlocks the door in front of you for the next phase, but it unlocks your heart. And I feel like you're on a quest at the moment to find this key and find this treasure chest that you've tucked away and hidden away so well inside you, most likely inside your third eye chakra, which contains the key. Now, the chest isn't locked, but it does contain the key. And it feels like a special little jewelry box that a young girl might have, where she puts her special starts of her jewelry collection in this special little jewelry box. So it feels like it started when you were a young girl. And it's a real jewelry box, a real treasure chest, something very sacred to you. And you are ready to find the key. So I feel very honored to be here, because I feel like I'm going to help you find that chest. And it makes me feel emotional, because I feel that there is a sense of readiness for you to use this key to open this door and to unlock your heart in ways that you've never been able to unlock before. And I feel like you saved this key. I feel like as a child you were very intuitive, and even though it's probably not something you consciously did, it feels like the intuitive part of you knew that you would tuck this away for the right time in the future. And it feels like the right time has come. And I'm getting goosebumps and feel quite a strong sense of emotion, a real deep, sacred emotion that's coming up. So there's this tiny little chest, and it just holds the key. That's all it holds. And it feels now, instead of like a treasure chest that turned into a jewelry box, it now feels like a little ring box kind of looking thing. And it's in your third eye, but it sits down in your throat, because I can feel it now moving in here, and it wants to come out. So it's revealing itself here in your throat. So you've put it in on some level, in through your third eye, down through your skull, and it sits here in your throat. So it tells me too that there's some unlocking of truth here for you, unlocking of the truth of who you are, and finding who you are on a deeper level. So how are we going to do this? I feel this box start to rise in your throat like it's been in a well, a dried up well, and then the well fills with water, and there's air in this box, so the box starts floating to the surface. That's what it feels like. So it's like it's been dry in here, and now the waters are coming in and filling it up, and this box is starting to float up in your head up to your third eye chakra. And here it pops out, and here it's even smaller than a little ring box, but it's tiny little box, and it just pops out, and it's in like a violet velvety box, and it's very plain, but it feels violet and velvet. So it has a very nice texture, and the violetness of it shows a connection here to spirit too. So there's a strong spiritual awakening, this spiritual moment of when you chucked it away, and this spiritual moment of when it's being revealed. So you open the lid to this little violet velvet box, open the lid, and inside is a small little golden key. And you pull out the key in this box, and you put it forward. It feels really small, and actually as it moves away from you it gets bigger. So as you pick it out, pull it out, it's tiny, like a tiny little golden key, but then it gets bigger as it moves away from your body, and as you push it forward to the locked door in front of you. And it feels like a very old wooden door, dark wood, and quite organic in the way that the door's been built. It feels old and thick, hardwood and dark. And you put the key into the keyhole, and you turn it clockwise, and something clicks inside there, and you push the door open. And there, as you push the door open, it's like light just starts beaming from the door as it's opening. And the more open the door is, the more light comes in. And it's a soft golden light. And it just pours in over the front of your body. and you gently push this door all the way open, and there in front of you is just all this light just streaming at you. And it's very difficult to see anything past the light right now because of the contrast between the space that you were in and now the space that you're in regards to light levels. So it's hard to see, but there's something that pulls you into the door and pulls you through, and it's just really a step and you're at the door, and then another step and you're inside whatever's on the other side of this door, and you're stepping into this soft golden light. As you step in, your heart door opens now, your heart chamber, which is what this key has really also been for, is to open this door in front of you, but also open the door in your heart. So as you step forward into the golden light, it's like your heart door opens too. So your heart door opens and is thirsty and receives and welcomes all of this golden light into your heart. It's very box-like. It's like a box here in your heart, and it just fills up, or we could say a room, but perhaps more like a box. So it fills up with this golden light, and the golden light now just washes all over you. So very strong at the front of your body, and now it washes all around your body, around the back as well. And now you're just beaming here and as a golden light being, really, as you stand here in the light. And I'm going to leave you with that, because I feel the rest is for you to discover, because I'm not seeing further past this. So enjoy exploring the golden light and integrating it and seeing where it takes you and how it supports you moving forward. You can trust in the signs and the synchronicities as you do move forward, Nicki. So thank you very much. Let's grab a card to add here to finish this off. And the best card is, let's go with this one for you, Nicki. It's from the second deck. And we have Break the Spell. So this is breaking the spell that once kept your heart tucked away and kept you at distance from the door. But it wasn't the right time prior to now either. So there's nothing to regret or nothing you did wrong from the past. It's more like a timing thing. But the spell has been broken. You've found the key to unlock yourself, to unlock your heart, and unlock the next chapter and next phase of your life. So the spell has been broken. The potion is out of the bottle, and there is no confining and restricting you now on this level. Truth is also very much standing out here. This is the truth of who you are. So it actually feels absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much, Nicki. I trust this supports you and resonates, and thank you for your support. Namaste. Okay, so that's that. Thank you all so much. I will be back again in 2 days on Saturday for the Healing List event. So I may see you then. If not, I might see you again next month when I'm doing the next personal healing event in September. Stay tuned for that. In the meantime, have a great rest of your day, and thank you very, very much for joining me today. Thank you. Bye for now.